What's up guys, Adam here of AtoZbodyfitness, and today we're going to go over a short video on how you can engage your shoulders. So generally speaking, shoulders are a lot more problematic for people to engage. They find it hard to essentially contract the muscles and to just get them really fired up during a workout. Now there's a few things that you can do in order to make sure that you're going to be engaging your shoulders properly, right? So the first thing that you want to make sure that you do is, of course, it comes down to how you're standing in your form. A lot of people are going to say, yeah, but I already do that, and it's very basic to understand. You just got to stand straight, keep your chest out, roll the shoulders back. But the thing is, either people don't know it before they even perform the exercise, or they just do it wrong and they forget during their exercise to kind of reset themselves. So just to basically go over, you keep your chest out, roll the shoulders back, and focus just on using your shoulders as you're doing any form of shoulder exercise, okay? The other thing is, you want to make sure you relax your traps. When you engage your traps too much, it takes away from you actually performing the exercise properly, right? So just as an example, if I'm going to do a lateral raise, all right, I'm going to bring the knuckles roughly up to where my mouth and my chin is around here, the front two knuckles. I'm going to keep my hands parallel and lined up with my elbows, okay? Now, when I'm in this position, you don't want to shrug like this, right? Because when you shrug like this, a few things are going to happen. You're going to cramp your neck, you're going to cramp your traps, and you're going to take away from the mobility and the movement of the actual exercise when you're doing shoulders, okay? They are still going to be working. Of course they are, because you are moving them, but it's not going to be to the best of the abilities of what you can get out of it, right? So that's why you always want to make sure you keep it relaxed. And a lot of people have a lot of trouble with this. It takes practice, takes mind-muscle connection, and just keeping focused as you're doing the exercise to just keep your shoulders relaxed and keep your traps relaxed, keep your shoulders back and your chest out, and then bring them up and just focus on rotating the shoulder and bringing it outwards, okay? Another thing that you can think of when you're doing your shoulder exercise is to essentially think about going out and away from the body, okay? You just don't want to lift up. You want to go out and away, because the farther you lengthen the amount of what your arm can go to is what's going to allow you to use your shoulder more while keeping your trap relaxed, okay? So when you do both of those things, it's going to really help you to furthermore engage the shoulder, right? So whether you're doing a lateral raise like this, or whether you're bending the arms and you're bringing it out to the side and bringing it up like that, regardless, you want to think about going out and up and away. That will allow you to be able to engage the shoulder more as well. Another technique that you can use, and one I like to actually use a lot for my workouts, is essentially just to go slower in the beginning, right? You want to create more time under tension. Tension is always created regardless. It's going to happen the amount of repetitions that you put in any exercise. The slower you go is the more tension you're going to create with that movement as well, right? So what you want to do is, when you're first starting out, when you're doing, let's say, even just as an example, lateral raise, you're bringing it up, you want to count to 3 seconds, hold it for a split second or so at the top, and then bring it back down. And you want to do this for a few reps. I've mentioned this in a lot of my other videos as well, because it is a good technique to use, because it allows you to get good mind-to-muscle connection, and even furthermore, provided if you're doing the form properly as well with the certain exercise you're performing, and allows you to essentially create more tension with the muscle, right? So when there's more tension, it means that you're going to be engaging it more, which is what you want. And then over time of you doing this, you're going to really get good at just dialing down and zoning in on allowing that muscle to perform and being able to engage it properly. So going slow for the first few reps, 2, 3, 4, 5 reps, for a good 2, 3, 4 second tempo both ways, is going to really allow you to be able to engage your shoulders a lot more. Another thing to note is, after you do that, speed up the repetitions just a little bit. So after, let's say you do a 3 and 3 tempo in the beginning, so you go 1, 2, 3, chest out, back straight, roll the shoulders back slightly, and then 1, 2, 3. So let's say you do that 3 or 4 times, okay? After that, you move slightly faster with good form, okay? Now what this is going to do is it's going to cause even more tension in the actual part of the muscle that you're working out, because it's already filled with a lot of blood and the lactic acid is already building up as you're continuing the movement. So it's just going to increase it, make it harder, cause more muscle fiber tearing over time. And again, it's going to cause you to be able to get better at understanding how to engage that muscle, right? So that's another technique that you can use right after you perform the slow movement at the beginning of the exercise. And another thing that you can do as well that will really help you it not only make your form better when doing a shoulder raise exercise, whether it's like a lateral raise or a front raise or even a shoulder press, is actually standing up against the wall. It's also going to allow you to control your muscle better, is actually standing up against the wall and performing the exercise. The reason why this is actually really good, and I actually get a lot of my clients to do it, is because it stops you from moving your back backwards, which will take away from the actual exercise. So if you actually just stand up against the wall like this, you keep your feet together, you can bring them a little bit away from the wall. This will force you to just use your shoulder muscles. So just as an example, let's say I'm doing, again, a lateral raise. I'm bringing my shoulders up. After doing even a few reps of this, any person is essentially going to want to move back, right? And any individual, even somebody who's been working out in the gym for a long time, they understand how to perform the exercise properly, they have good mind-to-muscle connection, they really know how to generate a lot of tension in that area. You're eventually going to start failing, right? Your muscles are going to give out, so you're going to start leaning back a little bit. As much as you want to fight it, it's eventually going to happen, right? There's no getting away from that. One way to stop that, like I said, and to really force you to be able to use the shoulder muscles more, is to stand against the wall, because you can't go back. Unless you end up putting yourself through the wall, you're essentially going to be able to have to stop and just take a break or keep going while forcing yourself to just use the shoulder muscles, right? And it's really good because it really allows you to really feel the shoulder muscles really engage a lot more than if you were just standing straight and not have a wall behind you as well. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Hope you liked it. Click like, subscribe, comment, and share, just as you do with every other video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.